Hello, everybody, and welcome to Reviews That Don't Matter with Jessica Hitt. My name is Jessica Hitt, and on today's episode, we are going to be talking about, of course, the middle of the trilogy of Taylor Sheridan movies, and that is Hell or High Water. Now, this is kind of the movie, obviously Sicario came first, kind of put Taylor Sheridan on the map, but Hell or High Water, what it did was put Taylor Sheridan in the minds of people, including Oscar people, including just the general public, because Hell or High Water was a pretty decent-sized hit in August of 2016. It's a movie I don't think people were necessarily really looking at, and then it came out and it became a lot of people's favorite movies of the year. First time that I had really heard of Taylor Sheridan, I heard of Sicario, but I did not know that he was the one who wrote it. And then, of course, Wind River came out, and I'm like, God, I gotta start watching these. So I watched Wind River, I watched Sicario. I have those reviews up from last week if you guys want to watch those. And Hell or High Water, this movie was not my favorite. And I know I'm probably going to get a lot of hate on this because this tends to be the favorite of most of people's positions on the Taylor Sheridan trilogy of movies that he's put out, but Hell or High Water just did not do it for me. I had the hardest time getting into it. I just could not focus on this movie. And the thing is, I don't feel like there was one character in Hell or High Water that I felt like I could actually relate to. And sometimes it's hard for me to get into a movie when I can't relate to a character in even the smallest way possible, whether it's just they don't have to be female, they don't have to be white, they just have to, have a personality thing that I gravitate towards, either relate to or I like a lot. And I didn't find that in any part of this movie. You have Chris Pine, who I'm a big fan of Chris Pine. I love him in the Star Trek films. I've loved him in some other movies he's done. He did This Means War with Tom Hardy and Reese Witherspoon, where he played a spy trying to get the love of Reese Witherspoon, and that's a fun movie, actually. It's much better than people think it is. And I like Chris Pine a lot, so I was excited to see him in that. Ben Foster's in this. Jeff Bridges plays another Jeff Bridges character, and Gil Birmingham is also in this. He was in Wind River, and he was a really just heartbreaking part of Wind River, and he was in this one. He played the partner of Jeff Bridges' sheriff, and I thought they had a really interesting kind of back and forth. They didn't even seem like they really liked each other, which I think was the point of it. And then on the opposite side, you had the dynamic between Chris Pine and Ben Foster, their brother sort of relationship that is just not interesting to me. Chris Pine's character is supposed to be this sort of level-headed guy who's just stuck in a place to where his farm is being foreclosed on by a bank, and he's got his ex-wife and his kids that he kind of takes care of, and then his brother is just a complete maniac and just out. He's a felon that's just out of jail, and he's a psychopath is what he is. And I guess the thing that also really bugs me in the movie is there never seems to be any sense of urgency when it comes to the robbers and Chris Pine and Ben Foster's characters, and the fact that they're being hunted by these two sheriffs, or sheriff and his deputy, or whatever it is. I'm not 100% sure. But the only time they come face to face is at the very end with the shootout, and then at the very, very end with Jeff Bridges and Chris Pine's characters, which I thought that was actually a really great scene. And this kind of open-endedness of they're always going to be on each other's minds in a way. But I wish there was a little bit more interaction in the actual movie between these two, because they were kept so separate from each other, and really the robbers didn't even know that these specific cops were on their tail. They didn't know anything about them, so that kind of bugged me. I wish there was maybe some kind of legend surrounding the sheriff, that was just they hear that this is the guy that's trying to hunt them down, and then you're just oh, Jesus. And basically the plot is, I know I'm getting into this late again, the plot is you've got these two brothers who are robbing the whole bunch of branches of this certain bank that's trying to foreclose on their house, so that way they can actually pay back what it is that they owe them or whatever. I don't know. It's about relationships, and it's a character study and all these different things. It was not my favorite, especially comparing it to Sicario, which I think is a masterpiece of a film. I love Sicario so much, and I just think that it doesn't compare whatsoever. And even Wind River, I really, really enjoyed. And to be fair, I did have characters in both of those that I started to connect with. Emily Blunt's character and Daniel Kaluuya's even like kind of a mix of both of their character because they're from the outside of the Sicario world. And then you have in Wind River, I felt like I really connected with Elizabeth Olsen's character. And it was kind of a bummer to not have any females in this movie. We had some side characters that had a scene or two, but there was no supporting female actresses, and not every movie has to have it, but it was a little disappointing to not have anything. And I know someone's gonna attack me down in the comments saying that that's stupid and I'm just like a feminazi or whatever. I just wanted a character that I could relate to, and I did not have one in this movie, and it was really hard to focus on any of them when I wasn't invested. You know, I kind of was just like, the robbers deserve what they get because, first of all, they're robbing banks in Texas, which just seems like a dumb idea to begin with. Also, like the sort of felon brother is so unlikable that it's just like, I want him to get caught. And then the other brother, the good brother, is like going along with it so much and not like really sticking up for it and really just calling him out on his bull crap that it makes me not like him at all. And then you have Jeff Bridges and Gil Birmingham, which really, Gil Birmingham's the only likable character of the four, in my opinion. Jeff Bridges is another Jeff Bridges character. I mean, I'm over it. Play something different. Get me excited for you, Jeff Bridges. I don't know. There was some shocking moments in it. You know, I started to pay more attention towards the end when it kind of got more climaxy, but it was just a long road, and it's only an hour and 43 minutes, and it feels like 2 hours and 43 minutes. But I feel like saying all of that on my first viewing, and, you know, thinking about it for about, like, 2 weeks now since I've seen them, I feel like it deserves a second chance, because it's got to have something to it that I'm missing that other people are getting, because this movie, people were loving it. And I, for the most part, you know, when I see a movie that people love that I don't necessarily love, I get why someone loves it. This one I don't get just yet. So I feel like I'm going to go back in, try to really, really focus on it and watch it and see what I'm missing. And hopefully I can come out a little bit higher than I am right now. And recommending it to people, I don't know. I would probably be like, well, I think you should watch Sicario first. Like, that's my takeaway from Taylor Sheridan, is watch Sicario. So I don't know. I need to see it again. I need to maybe focus on it and try to pay attention more, because I really don't even remember a lot of it, to tell you the truth, because I just could not focus on it. I could not get into it. I don't know. I don't know. And maybe I was exhausted, because at that point, I think that was like the fourth or fifth movie I'd watched that day in a row with almost no breaks. So that might have something to do with it too, which is irresponsible on my part to be doing a review after doing that sort of marathoning. But, you know, it is what it is. This is what you're getting. I will let you know in the future if I rewatch it eventually, and if I like it better. Okay, you guys, I hope you guys like this review. You probably didn't, because you're gonna disagree with me. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below, please. Tell me why you like it so much. Maybe you can kind of talk me into rewatching it sooner rather than later. Or if you're on my side of things and you didn't really get the hype and you weren't as interested in this movie as maybe his other ones, please comment down below just your thoughts in general. Please be nice. Also, don't forget to subscribe. I make videos Monday through Friday, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.